peeps, welcome to another video. Today it's another Get the Look for Less. This time I have been trawling the Moda Operandi website and I think I found some amazing pieces and some really good patterns that you could make dupes with. So let's get started. I'm going to do screen and screen again, so I will be showing you what I'm looking at, and my computer is just down here, which is why I keep looking down when I'm talking. So the first piece is from Ulla Johnson. The Herrera cotton sweater is $225. Slips on, composition 100% cotton, cold wash, imported. So the thing that drew me to this was the sleeves. Surprise, surprise. We all know I like a statement sleeve. I have some very statement sleeves on here. I saw this and I really liked it. It's very reminiscent of the Victorian or Edwardian cycling jumpers that I have been seeing on Isabel from a Prior Attire, the Solo Artist. Lots of different people have been putting them on Instagram and I absolutely love them. So I've come up with two options for you for dupes. The first is a t-shirt pattern by McCall's and it's 7722. It has quite a few options. This is an older pattern, but I do have it in my stash. I bought it for the cold shoulder option, which is very reminiscent of a Club Monaco jumper that they did a couple of years ago, which I really love and want to recreate. And then there is also this version, which is very kind of Lego mutton sleeves, but it looks very similar to the Ulla Johnson cotton sweater. They also have View D down here, which has a different type of sleeve as well, or you could make a cropped version with just a cold shoulder and no ruffles at all. So there's quite a few different options in this pattern. I like that a pattern can be very versatile. Yes, it was View C that I thought particularly looked like the Ulla Johnson one, and again, depending on the fabric you made it from, would look very designer-esque. Maybe this one has slightly fuller sleeves. You could maybe add a little more volume to the top of your 7722 if you really wanted fuller sleeves, but I think it's a really good option for sewing one of these jumpers. Or if you're an amazing knitter, there is the 1897 Butterick cycling sweater, Victorian. Yeah, 1897 is Victorian, isn't it? Not Edwardian. This has the giant sleeves fitted around the bodice, fitted around the lower arm. This one has some really nice button details around the shoulder seams, which could be very interesting. Again, very reminiscent of the Ulla Johnson sweater, and if you are a knitter, this could be the one for you. Again, I'm hoping I can talk mum into knitting that for me. Next up is the only Net-a-Porter offering from today. The rest are from Moda Operandi, I promise. But I really wanted to feature this Isabel Marant shirt and I couldn't find it on Moda Operandi. It is ivory, red and black silk twill, button fastening keyhole at back, 100% silk, dry clean. It's a really pretty shirt. I love how it's styled here. I would probably wear it with wider leg trousers as a personal preference, but I do like that styling. I like the detailing on the back, these little wings at the side here. Now if you've watched my recent-ish US pattern haul, you will know that I bought myself the Vogue 1726, which I think is an incredible dupe for this Isabel Marant shirt, which is why I wanted to show you it. It's not the usual thing that I would be drawn to, but I really want to give it a try because of the styling that I saw on Net-a-Porter, because I think this is gorgeous. I really like those shoulder details. The Vogue pattern, you can have it with or without the shoulder details. I think we can guess that I'm going to definitely put those in. I like the drape neckline at the front. I like that it can be tucked in. I think it's going to be really interesting. It's going to be one of those things that I'm going to make it and it's either going to be, oh my gosh, this is awesome, or what have I done? But it will definitely be cheaper than the, oh wow, 70% off at the moment. So it was 670 quid and it's now 201 pounds, although it looks like it's completely sold out in every size range, so it's not available to buy even if I wanted to. I shall be making my own. I have some blue and white cotton shirting in my stash that I kind of fancy giving this a try. This is definitely one that I want to give a try very soon. I think it's a really interesting pattern. So it couldn't be one of these videos without some Dolce Gabbana in it. I absolutely love the Dolce Gabbana aesthetic. Do not like the price tag. Moda Operandi is clearly an American company. This one is the patchwork printed cotton poplin midi dress. It's $2,645, which is a lot of money. I love the combination of prints that they've got here. It kind of looks like some of their previous seasons, like there's the Majolica tiles in there, and then you've got some of the red roses and yellow roses from a previous season as well. I mean, obviously it's not pre-season fabric that they've actually patchworked together, it's printed like this. I really like the choices that they've made on the panels that they have put into this dress. This dress is concealed zip fastening along back, composition is 100% cotton, dry clean, made in Italy. I think this is beautiful. There are patchwork fabrics that are pre-printed like that you can buy, or if you were feeling particularly labour intensive, you could make your own patchwork fabric to make a copy of this dress. The pattern that I've picked is the Sew Over It Rosy dress. Let's get the line drawings up. This is straight across at the neckline like the Dolce & Gabbana dress. The straps are smaller. You can either do thick straps or very skinny straps with this one, but I would probably make the straps a little thicker to kind of like imitate the Dolce & Gabbana dress. Again, the straps are not placed in exactly the same place, but I would tweak them anyway to put them in a place that would hide my bra straps depending on where that sat on me, so it's not really the end of the world. The rosy dress does have the kind of like little trim around the bust line on this dress. It comes as a sweetheart dress skirt or straight across. Obviously the Dolce & Gabbana does not have that trim. You could either add it if you wanted to. It would look really striking in a bright white cotton with bright white straps as well, and then all that patchwork underneath. I think that would look really striking. Or you can just omit the kind of like neckline detail here as well. I've done that in the past too with this dress. I think this is a really good starting point. It has the full skirt. I like that the rosy dress has a flat front that matches up with the front panel at the princess seam. It gives a sleeker finish at the front, I think. Then there's gathers around the edge, and this one is gathered all the way around. Again, easy to do if that is your preference. There's options from this pattern as well, which I really like, and it won't cost you $2,645 for a cotton dress. Next up we have another Dolce & Gabbana top. This time it's the Camellia print cotton off the shoulder crop top. It's $795. Concealed zip fastening along back. Composition is 100% cotton, dry clean and made in Italy. So there's some gathering detail around the neckline. There's shearing details around the waist and around the kind of like elbow point of the sleeve. So I really like this. There's a lot of fabric in this, but it's all contained with either elastics at the neckline or shearing at the waistline and at the elbows. So the pattern I've picked for this is not quite the same. It's actually a dress pattern that we're going to have to hack into a top. It's McCall's 8092, the Maria dress. I picked this one because of the neckline options on this. It has that kind of neckline detailing that the Dolce & Gabbana top has, so the elastic round here, and as the model's showing, you can either wear it off shoulder or you could wear it over your bra straps, which would be what I would do. There are lots of different sleeve length options, which I really like. They've got the longer sleeves with the gathering. You've got the shorter sleeves here. All you'd need to do is put in some shearing around the elbow kind of position and you'd end up with the Dolce & Gabbana sleeves, or you've got the short little flutter sleeves here. As I said, we just need to crop this so that it would hit on the natural waist. Big four patterns tend to mark in the waistline, so it should be fairly easy to do that. Obviously you could also make it as a dress if you wanted to. They have got a belt included which will gather it in, and I really like this look on the model. Again, as I say, I would not wear it off the shoulder because I want to wear a bra, but I think it's a really good starting point for creating something like this Dolce & Gabbana print. You'd want to use a fine cotton lawn, cotton royal, because there's a lot of fabric that you're having to corral down with elastics in this. So you'd want something really nice and fine that would behave itself well, kind of like all pleated and gathered together like that, but it is absolutely beautiful. If you didn't want to crop the McCall's pattern, you could always use something like the Simplicity 8918. So this is not dissimilar, especially for UB, but it has a sweetheart neckline here, so the detailing around the neckline is different to the Dolce & Gabbana dress and the previous mentioned McCall's dress, but it will give you a very similar look. And if you prefer this kind of neckline and you never want to wear the top off the shoulders, then this might be an option as well. So it's the Simplicity 8918, and that is going to save you nearly $800 because well, it's expensive for a teeny tiny cotton top. Next up is the Carolina Herrera floral print stretch cotton midi dress. It's $1,890. Button fastening through front, 97% cotton, 3% elastane, dry clean only, and it's made in the USA. I really like the detailing around the bust on this dress, the kind of like extra layer that you can then leave that top button undone. I think that's really interesting, and I like interesting details on dresses like this. Now this dress does have princess seams running the whole way down, and the pattern that I have picked is slightly different. So the pattern I picked is the McCall's Naomi, and it's 8091. So this does have a waist seam in it, but it does have the sweetheart neckline. It has the button down front. You can add patch pockets onto it if you wanted to, and you can also make the straps tie straps if you would like. I've seen somebody use this pattern to make this Carolina Herrera dress, and it's what gave me the inspiration to have a look for it. And when I saw it next to the pattern like this, I thought, yeah, definitely you could totally make something inspired by the Carolina Herrera dress You definitely want a fabric with some elastane in it, so cotton sateen or something like that. Just for me at least, I wouldn't want the dress to be totally rigid, especially if it was a pencil skirted dress like this one. One of the things I like about this is because it has a waist seam, I could always add on a flared skirt to it. I love the bodice of this. I'm not a huge fan of pencil skirts on me. I don't think they suit me as much as flared skirts do. So because of the waist seam on this, I can totally add on a different skirt to this bodice and get the same sort of look for the top half at least. It'd be inspired by the Carolina Herrera. Given the details that they have here, this detailing here, again, you could definitely make that in the black and then make the rest of the dress in the printed fabric to give you a nod to the Carolina Herrera. Not quite the same because the black is obviously a piece of fabric that's underneath of the over fabric, but it would give you a similar look. We've got McCall's 8091 to dupe the Carolina Herrera floral print stretch cotton midi dress. So when I saw that Dolce & Gabbana top, they had a skirt styled with it, and yeah, it's stunning. It's absolutely stunning. I'm not usually one for tiered dresses, but I really like how this looks. I think it's really, really pretty. It's probably the fabric, and I like the fact that it's sleek over the top of the hips and the waistband, but then the tiers give the fullness from there. It's the Camilla print cotton tiered maxi skirt, £1,345, concealed zip fastening along back, 100% cotton, dry clean and made in Italy. I mean, this is a fairly easy one to pick. I have gone for the McCall's 8066. It's not quite the same. The gathering starts from the waistband and goes down. If you wanted to have a more the sleeker look that the Dolce & Gabbana has at the top, you may want to use a A-line skirt pattern at the top and then kind of add the tiers in from there. If you didn't want to do that work, you could use this McCall's skirt pattern, which is the posy pattern, to get the look. And again, I think it would just be really, really pretty, especially paired with that little peasant style top in the same flowered print. I think it would be really, really pretty. So this is a brand that I'd never heard of before, which is another reason that I like looking through sites like Moda, Operandi and Farfetch, Net-a-Porter and stuff, because I come across brands that I've never heard of. This is Faithfull the Brand, and it's the Nicolita linen mini dress, and it's $210. Definitely the most inexpensive thing that I am showing you today. This is slim fit, mini length, square neckline, lined, zip fastening at back. It's 100% linen, hand wash, and it's imported. I really liked this dress. It's very, very similar to the Dolce & Gabbana peasant top, and again, you could totally get this look with this dress, the 8092. You would just need to kind of add in the gathering, the shearing detail at the waist, and then that would look very similar to this dress. Or there is the McCall's 7946, which has the square neckline. So if you wanted to buy a separate pattern, there is this pattern, which is basically the same. This is one of their learn to sew patterns. I think Rachel's made this one, and I really liked how it looked on her. Has all of the gathering detailing, very similar to the Faithfull the Brand dress. Square neckline. You can either make a strapless version, short sleeved, little straps, or slightly longer sleeves. Incredibly similar to the Faithfull the Brand dress. The McCall's 7946. If you are new to sewing, as a learn to sew pattern, this will hold your hand and will talk you through the different steps that are involved in making this dress, so it might be a really good one to start with. And again, all you have to do is pick a pretty floral. This is linen. If you wanted to, if you're beginning to learn to sew, maybe pick a cotton, just because linen can be more expensive, especially printed ones. But yeah, I think it's a really, really pretty dress, and I think this pattern is a really good dupe for it. Next up, we have another Isabel Marant. I am obsessed with Isabel Marant at the moment. This is the Bolton wool cashmere knit sweater. It is $800. It's grey slip-on, 93% merino wool, 7% cashmere. They put that 7% cashmere and yet they call it a cashmere sweater. Now, I really like how it looks tucked in to these trousers. I would wear it with wide leg trousers personally, but I really like the belt and the sweater tucked in. And I saw this and immediately thought of this grasser pattern, which is number 810. I mean, it's pretty much the same, isn't it? It has the shoulder details, it has the large sleeves. You could definitely tuck this in and you'd end up with something very, very similar to the Isabel Marant jumper. I mean, look at the two of them. even the same colour. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I already own this pattern. I fully intend to make it this autumn and winter. Not now. I can't get into the sewing room now. It's still spring and I still can't get into the sewing room. Tells you when I've been filming this. Again, more Isabel Marant. Definitely have designers that I gravitate towards, don't I? This is the Tempster ruffled linen mini wrap skirt and it's $395. So tie fastening at the waist, it's 100% linen, dry clean, and it's imported. So yeah, I probably wouldn't wear this skirt because I don't like showing my knees. I'd want it to be longer, but I saw this and it immediately made me think of a pattern. And for those of you out there who have fabulous legs and don't mind getting them out, I wanted to show you this. So I love how this looks styled like this for a day at the beach. Absolutely gorgeous. And the pattern that I've picked is the McCall's 7845. Now this isn't a wrap skirt. This skirt has a zip at the side, but it's pretty much the same other than that. I love the little ruffle. It would be really easy to make a fabric tie to go with it to make it look even more like the Isabel Marant one. I think it's really pretty. It's not going to cost you $395 unless you pick some really expensive linen. I also like the fact that this comes with different options, so you could have double ruffle, you can have the single ruffle, you can have a lacing detail at the side if you want. So there's lots of options within this skirt, which is something that I very much like. I saw the Isabel Marant skirt and just immediately thought, it's that McCall's pattern. I do own this McCall's pattern because I love it. I just don't think I would ever wear it. And then the final thing that I have to show you, again, Isabel Marant. It is the Soraya puff sleeved crepe top and it's $805. Zip fastening along back. It's lyocell elastane, dry clean only, and imported. I think this is really funky. Again, I would style it with wide leg trousers rather than the sort of slim leg trousers in boots, although I do like this look. For me, I would wear it with wide leg trousers. I'm really getting into big sleeves, no surprise there, but I like how sort of the bigger shoulders balance out my hips and do make me look more hourglass. I have fallen into the habit of wearing sort of my big skirts with fitted bodices at the top, and I'm ending up looking a little bit more bottom heavy, but with the balancing out of the shoulders, I think is bringing me back to an hourglass look, which is something that I really like. So whilst I normally would not have gone for this top because it's definitely statement, I saw it and immediately thought of this La Forme pattern. It's dress 0424. I mean, you can see why I thought of this pattern when I saw that top. So this one is different. It does have like a V neck at the front, and obviously it's a dress, but it would be very easy to crop it at a length that you are happy with for a top. I know Alex has made this dress and it looks amazing on her. I love the button detail on the back of the sleeves. I don't think the Isabel Marant top has that. No, these sleeves are much shorter, which again is something that would be very easy to do. You could trim, I'm pointing at it like you can see me pointing at it. You could easily cut off the sleeve here and add a cuff to make it look more like the Isabel Marant top, but I love this button detail on the back. I think that's really pretty. I like the detailing at the back of the neck as well. I like the high collar on this. I think it's really interesting. It's similar enough to this Isabel Marant top that I think you could make a very convincing dupe from that pattern. It would save you $805 as well. I like it in plain. I'm wondering what it would look like in a print, but it might be a little bit much in a print, mightn't it? I think maybe a plain fabric would be the way to go. That is the last piece that I have to show you today for the Get the Look for Less. I really enjoyed looking through Moda Operandi. As I said, I was discovering some brands that I'd never heard of before. There were some new season pieces that I've fallen in love with. I think the thing that I am going to recreate is the Dolce & Gabbana set. So the little peasant top in the Camilla print cotton and the skirt to go with it. I think those two are absolutely gorgeous, and I can see myself wearing those over the summer and mixing and matching them with other pieces that I want to make as well. I probably won't use a yellow floral fabric like this because I don't think yellow suits me very well, but something pink or turquoise would look really cool. I think they're my favourites. Let me know in the comments down below which is your favourite and which dupe you think I did best with. I think it might be the Isabel Marant jumper and the Grasser Patterns jumper. They are so similar, so similar. So yeah, that's another one I want to make, but wrong time of year. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.